Because of media, you have access to all of the world's biggest problems. You can find out about global warming, war, wealth inequality, corrupt politicians, and poverty. Exposure to all of the world's biggest problems at once, with no ability whatsoever to solve them. These problems will continue to appear on your screens, and you'll continue having no power to have any effect over them. It's like an itch you can never scratch. Constant messages of potential future danger will make you anxious, with no way of eliminating the source of the anxiety. Constant messages of outrage will make you angry over and over again, with no way of eliminating the source of the anger. Messages of injustices, evil deeds, and corruption will continually encourage you to lose faith in humanity. If you're worried about a job interview, you can address the anxiety by going and practicing interview questions with a friend. If you're worried about an exam, you can go and study. If you're worried about money, you can get a second job or work overtime. The anxiety caused by these problems can be addressed because they're within your personal control. But what happens when you're worried about global warming, or worried about the potential for nuclear war, or about the latest pandemic? What actions can you possibly take to address your anxiety of these huge, insurmountable problems? The anxiety caused by these problems cannot be addressed because they're outside your personal control. Tell me, when has your awareness of world events made you happier? And when has your mere awareness had any effect on those events? These unaddressed anxieties will continue to cause you stress as they continue to appear on your screens. Media may feel as though you have a bird's eye view of the whole planet, but you're not God. You're one individual among 7 billion. You are limited. These problems are entirely beyond your control, yet the media will continue to remind you of their existence. This is a source of anxiety you otherwise wouldn't experience if it weren't for the phone in your hand. Tell me, what's the reality of the world? The chaos on your screen, or the quiet peace in the room that surrounds it? Why do we give such importance to the events that happen on our digital screens? Events that often happen thousands of miles away that we had no part in. And why do we give such little importance to our direct reality around us? Take a look around the room you're currently in. That's reality. I suspect you're quietly sitting in a room somewhere where there's very little happening. This is your life, not the crazy events that you see on screens. The consumption of bad news, which is what the news media prefers to focus on because it gets more attention. The consumption of constant bad news will plant the seeds of negativity inside your unconscious mind. Plant enough negative seeds and it will begin to affect your day-to-day behavior. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many people had the experience of a so-called death spiral while scrolling through their social media news feeds and browsing the rest of the internet. Millions of people around the world were quarantined inside their homes, hiding from a potentially dangerous virus. But far worse than that, they were stuck with the internet. During the pandemic, the internet made the toll on people's mental health far worse than it would have done were it not for our constant access to bad news. If you want to have a positive effect on the world, choose a problem and then take direct action towards solving that particular problem. Or join an organization that is taking steps towards solving this problem. Sitting around and reminiscing about a problem you have no control over does nothing other than spike your anxiety levels. Stop obsessing over things outside of your control because your screens keep feeding you anxiety-inducing stimuli. Ask yourself, what actions can I take to solve this problem? If the answer is nothing, then you have to let it go. Not burying your head in the sand and pretending the world is perfect, but setting boundaries as to which problems you'll concern yourself with and which you will not.